Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Easy Chords, and today we're going to be learning how you can play Feel Good Inc. by the Gorillaz. Now this song is really fun to play, very easy, and everybody and their mama knows it, so I think you'll have a great time learning this. This song is played on E-flat tuning, so if you would like to sound the exact same way that they sound on the actual song, I highly recommend tuning your guitar down to E-flat tuning. Let me show you what we're first going to learn, which is... To do that, what we're going to be first doing is tapping on the open first E string. So we're going to do that twice. There's a little melody to it, so there's a bit of a boom, pause, okay? Alright, so we got open, open, and on that same E string, the first one, you're going to use your index to tap on the second fret of that E string, and then your middle finger to tap on the third fret of that same E string. So we got open, open, 2, 3. And once again, we are including a melody within this. And this is how it should sound. Open, pause, open, 2, 3. Now from there, we're going to move on to the next string down below, which is the A string. And we're going to play that in we're going to actually play that in a 3 and then a 2. So you're going to put your middle finger now on the third fret of that A string, and then with your index, you're going to tap on the second fret of that second string. And altogether, this is what that sounds like. Now, the next half of that is going to be similar to the beginning, but in reverse. So now we're going to do open on the A string twice. We're going to go 3, 2, and now we're going to go to the top string, the E string, and we're going to put our finger with the middle finger on the third fret, and then we're going to swing it open. So if we put the first half and the second half together, you should get... Cool. If you want to go the extra mile, my friends, you could even go as far as adding the... in between every other chord there. So congratulations, now that you have learned the main intro and melody, I'm going to show you how to transition into the acoustic part of this song. To get there, what you're going to do is actually use that optional note, which was on the second fret of the D string, or the third string from up down. That note is where you're going to go... Okay, let's break that down. So it is 2 on that same D note. Now on that D note, you're going to open it. So open. Then on the next note, it's going to be the next string, which is A, and you're going to also put your finger on the second fret. And now lastly, you're going to put your finger on the third fret of the E string at the very top before you let it go and finalize that part. Let's go ahead and let's move on to the acoustic that they actually integrate at the beginning and towards the end, right in between both rap sections. The first chord is a E minor. The next one is some type of weird A. You're going to be putting your middle finger onto the second fret of the third string upward, which is the G string. And then you're going to put your ring finger onto the third fret of the second string going upward, which is the B string. And now that chord sounds like this. So from there, you're going to be playing that 2 times. Now in this third time around with this acoustic segment, you'll be adding a 4th note to this rotation. So you're going to continue as normal with the E minor, this chord, and then the A minor, and then this additional chord, which is going to be with your ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string, with your pinky on the 4th fret of the G string, and then with your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. And that's going to sound like this. Cool? So all together. So now that you have learned the acoustic segments, coming back into the main juice of the song, where they're rapping, here, of course, you can continue to play the same intro, which was the simplified version, the open. Nothing wrong with that. You definitely can. Otherwise, I got some pretty awesome power chords that you could possibly use to add some extra spice to the song. So once again, we got an E minor, then a power chord, which is going to be a finger on the second fret, for example, and then you're going to use your ring finger and your pinky to lay these fingers down on both the next two strings, so 2 and 3, and you're also going to put those on the 4th fret. So 2 with the first one, and then that. Okay? And with that, you're going to slide down with that same shape down here. Now keep this shape in mind because you're about to use it on the next segment too. So it goes, and now I jump down one string. So same concept, just on the next string I got my first finger on the 3rd fret of that A string, and then I got my ring finger and my pinky on my 3rd string and 4th string, counting down, allowing me to form yet another power chord. Cool? So it goes 3, power chord, move that power chord down to the 2nd fret, and that's how you get that. So we got. And now for this little portion here, I've gotten that same root note, which is the 2, and I just decided to kind of bar it down, so kind of like a type of A note. I think that's the actual chord here. So we're just working our way back up. So it goes from A to then the power chord on the 3rd fret, then to the 2nd one, now to the 3rd one up top, and I end it with a E minor since it's an open powerful note such as Q. And all together, this wonderful majestic piece sounds like this. And with those power chords, you could actually have a very powerful ending as well to this song. So from here in this middle juice, we will transition into that acoustic segment, which you all now know sounds like. From there, you will have the outro, which is, there's still a bit of rap going on. So what I do is that I kind of give like the best of both worlds, which once again, you can check it out on the cover and it will make much more sense. But what I do is that essentially half of it is simplified, so I go. And then. And with that happy little mixture right there, I'm able to finalize the song, and I would appreciate it if you could like and subscribe and leave a comment if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And I'll see you in a future guitar tutorial or cover or other awesome little thing in between.